What's going on, everybody? My name is Dijon, and I'd like to thank you all for joining me today for another video. We got an interesting topic, in my opinion, and hopefully you all agree. But I want to get into something first. I want to say thank you all who have chosen to subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of thought into the last video. I put a lot of thought into everything I put out now because I don't want to waste your time. So I'd like to say thank you again. And don't hesitate to share these videos and get them out, man. You know, I am speaking and I want people to hear me. So if you feel like I'm worthy of being heard, spread these words for me. Thank you. But let's go ahead and get into it. So today we're going to talk about a concept that I've been pondering for a while, and it's people's fear of death, or as you can probably tell, this is a men's channel. This is for men, but men's fear of death. There is a concept in Latin, a phrase in Latin called Memento Mori, and it means remember that you must die. And the philosophy behind that phrase, it leads you, it's supposed to lead you to live a more somber life, a more intentional, a more exacted, a in the moment kind of life. And I appreciate that definition, that philosophy, but I also would like to say that I've never really thought of it that way. The way that I think of Memento Mori is remember that you're going to die so you don't act afraid in the face of death, in the face of danger. The reason why this is such a big deal to me is because I'm responsible for my family, and I can't be the protector and the provider for them like I'm supposed to be if I'm afraid to die. You get that? I can't provide, I'm sorry, not provide. I can't protect my family from whatever may be out there if I'm afraid to die. Doesn't make any sense to me. It may be a kick at the door tonight. Somebody may kick in my door tonight and come in here, and I gotta charge towards the danger. I gotta stop whatever's happening before it reaches my family, before it reaches the precious ones to me. So I have to be willing to lay my life down at a moment's notice. I can't do that being afraid to die. I can't do that fearing the afterlife. It doesn't make me better than anyone, but it makes me more, I don't know, I've come to terms that I might have to go places that most people may never go. And it also enhances what I do, because I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I spent a lot of time training myself. I mean, not training myself, but training. And when I remember that I could die, all my jiu-jitsu training, all the fighting that I've done, I look at it as preparing for Mortal Kombat. You get what I'm saying? It's preparing because I have to prepare. It's funny. I learn moves in jiu-jitsu, and I automatically think, nope, wouldn't do that, because it wouldn't prepare me for a real fight. Like, I couldn't use that in a real fight. I wouldn't use it in a real fight because it's putting me in a bad spot. Because I'm always thinking about life and death. I'm always thinking about life and death. You know, it it's kind of a sobering feeling. You know what I mean? When you're okay with the fact that you may die, but you train to not die. It's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you. But until you try something where you can be choked unconscious and you realize that the only reason that you're alive is because we all agree to the rules. We all agree that we don't want to hurt each other really, really bad. When you feel those moments, you'll realize, like, nah, I gotta tighten up. I gotta tighten up. But that goes back to, remember, like, it all fits into it. You could die. None of this shit's a game. None of this shit's a game. You might think it's a game. You might like to play. But when you remember that that you can die, and you may die at any point in time, you may be called to lay your life down for the ones that you love or the ones that you swore to protect. You get used to it. You look at it. You laugh at the funny. You get mad at the shit that makes you angry, but you bounce back fast. You kind of bounce in and out of a stoic place. You know, you get into stoicism. Shout out to Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and all those good guys. You know, even though I know we're talking about the Cynics with Seneca, but yeah, you know, you start to get into a mindset of it is what it is, and I'm just going to be prepared for whatever it is. And that's called living in the moment. That's living in the moment. You can prepare, but when you live in the moment, you're ready and willing to accept all challenges, whatever time, whatever place. And it's a glorious place to be in as a man. I'm not saying I have it all figured out. I'm trying to go on a hunt with my homie next month so I can work on. I've never had to take a life of an animal that I plan on eating, and hopefully I get to do it, because I need to be able to do that to provide for my family if push come to shove. I want people out there to hear this and take it seriously. Like, as a man, you're going to be called to do things. You may be called to do things that are hard. You will be. Let's stop the bullshit. You will be called to do things that are hard, and running from them is not going to help you in this life. The first thing you can do is to prepare yourself mentally that this shit could be over at any point in time. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm crazy again. But knowing that I'll fight to the end, and at the end of it, you got to be okay with the outcome. You know, it lets me sleep a little bit better at night. It reminds me of this book by a fighter. He's a retired fighter now. His name is Enson Inoue. And I read his book, and the title of the book literally got me. The title of the book was Live as a Man, Die as a Man, Become a Man. And he explains it in the book that if you live your whole life as a man, but you die a coward, you can't call yourself a man. You have to you have to face death head on. Stare at it. Accept it. Embrace it. Move on. Now, into the new way. If you don't know, go back and watch his fights. I think he fought Igor Verchanchet. I think that's how you say his name. Almost died in this fight. Busted orbital, cracked ribs, punctured lungs, just crazy amounts of just concussions on concussions. Broken arm, I think. It was a shit show. But before every fight, I thought this was so gangster, man. I thought this shit was so cool. Before every fight, Into the New Way would write all of his loved ones and all of his friends a letter. Because he was willing to go into the cage and die. Go into the ring and die. He was going to fight to the death. Man, as somebody who used to fight, as somebody who looks at it as this is real life, you can't play fight. This is only a sport because there's a referee. The only reason people don't get truly hurt in MMA and boxing is because there's a referee. Because we all have rules that we agree to. You can't play this shit. You don't play it. Ask Cyborg, the one who got his fucking head caved in by Michael Venom Page, if it's a game. Anyway, getting back to Into the New Way. He used to write a letter just in case he died to all of his friends and family, telling them that he loved them and there's plans and how they should proceed without him, and giving them thanks and everything, because he was willing to die in that cage. Well, back in those days he was fighting in Pride, and I think he fought in a couple of early UFCs, but he was ready to die. Most people aren't ready to die. The people who are coming to kill you, they're not ready to die. But if you run headlong into that battle and be as ferocious and as dangerous as possible, you are forced to be reckoned with. The violence of action, the violence of your action has to exceed the violence that you're meeting. And you can't do that if you're afraid to die. But what do I know, man? I'm just a 0-1 MMA fighter. What do I know? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Share this with your friends, please. If you enjoyed it, could you please leave a comment and hit the like button for me? If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button, but leave a comment for me. It's all greatly appreciated, and I hope you all have a good rest of your life. Remember, you might die, so you might as well go out there and get after it.